he is learning how to reprogram his body, including relearning how to walk and run. That sounds scary when you say it like that. Coach, should we be scared?
You should be scared, but it has nothing to do with learning how to walk and run. Look, he's knock-kneed. That's just the way it is. That's the way his body's built. You're not going to change that. Obviously, if you have a sore back, you're going to address it. You should be concerned because when you're 278 or 285 pounds at 6'6", and you're playing in the NBA with a 24-second clock and you're running up and down, changing directions, jumping as high as he jumps, I don't care if you're in condition, his weight and the grind that it's going to take on his body is not built for an NBA season, and eventually it will break down because the mass on his joints and the rest of his body just will not hold it. It's just physically impossible.
And you do need to be physically almost perfect if you're going to have that type of weight. I will say this, it's just like anything. Your grandmother used to tell you, pick up your feet when you walk. There are little things that you can adjust. If your back is bad, the first thing they do, they tell you to work on your core. If your hamstrings are tight, they will work on those things, or they'll strengthen your quads. There are things that you can do to help an individual, and that's what they're doing. When they're saying retraining him how to do it, it's just like, hey, it looks like you're deficient in your quads. Let's work on your hamstrings, or let's make sure your hamstrings are stretched. These are things that can pull on certain areas. So I don't think we need to freak this out. I think the biggest thing for him is every day he wakes up, he needs to make sure that his weight is at a certain number. And from looking at those pictures of him starting to move again, it looks like he has gained weight via the injury, which is expected, but that means that that's even more weight that he has to take off.
And that was an issue for him, by the way, in high school. He gained some weight when he was injured. Part of the reason
Multiple
why there were
times he
some
was injured in
questions
high
about
school.
him. Let me ask you this, Seth. Long-term concerns. In 10 years, is this going to be an issue?
Yeah, I don't see him as a 10-year player. Look, I love Zion Williamson. I love how hard he plays. I love the type of teammate he is. I love the enthusiasm he brings. His athleticism is freakish. But his body, and like you can be in condition and be overweight. Until he gets that, and I'm not sure how much weight he can lose, the grind of the NBA on his body type, on his joints, on the way he plays, I can't see him being a 10-year NBA player.
And I repeat myself, every single day he wakes up, it needs to be focused on keeping his body at a certain weight. Charles Barkley said that when he got too big, and all of a sudden Moses Malone and these guys were like, hey, this is how you have to take care of your body.
Would you put him on a pitch count?
100%. You have
Minutes
to.
and games?
Yes. At this point in time, and like
as a 20-year-old,
it doesn't matter if he's 20 or 40. Like, you want to do what's best for this kid, and not playing him 80 games for 38 minutes a night. That'll give him 7 years. If you give him 65 games, no back-to-backs, and then you put him in a position to play 30 minutes, now that man might be able to play 10, 12 years.
All right, well, let's talk load management. So this season, Pelicans, not a lot to play for. Do you bring him back?
Yes, I think you can. I think you can bring him back because I think that's what the fans want to see. I think he wants to play, and if he's able to play by January at some point in time, then yes, that's a lot of basketball that you want to develop around the young guys.
I think you bring him back, but you put him on a real genuine pitch count, like a 20-minute a game. Look, the guy's a freak athlete, and the energy that he's going to bring to your organization elevates your organization, win or lose.
And really quick, there's a difference between load management of a guy like LeBron James that's played so much, and load management from people that are injured or are suffering from injuries like Kawhi Leonard. Those are completely different. We can't clump those together. If you're dealing with an injury, you should be load managed.
He's got a lifetime injury right now.
There we go.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.